Good afternoon, everybody. My name's Ian Macdonald. I'm a Group Controller for Hawke's Bay Civil Defence Emergency Management Group. Here today, we just want to talk to you, give you a bit of an update as to where we're at in terms of our cyclone response 2 weeks in. And with me today, we have two of the region's mayors, Alex Walker from Central Hawke's Bay, Sandra Hazelhurst, who is the Mayor of Hastings. We also have the Chair of Ngāti Kahungunu, Baden, and we also have an iwi Controller, Henry Hickey, Superintendent Jeanette Park from New Zealand Police, and Steve Ham from the Ministry of Primary Industries, who's happy to answer any questions if there's any about rural matters. Look, first of all, I'll just start with an update on some operational aspects of the current situation. 2 weeks after Cyclone Gabrielle, we are still sort of fully focused on responding to the support the communities that still are feeling the impacts of this event. The heavy rain this morning, which has affected Wairoa, and the precautionary evacuation of Esk Valley last Friday, reminded us that some parts of our region are still vulnerable, and the weather is still impacting on this response. This is a multi-agency response, which is being coordinated here by the Hawke's Bay Civil Defence Emergency Management Group, in partnership with iwi, who are enabling many aspects of this response. It involves our emergency services, all of our council resources, New Zealand Defence Forces, our lifelines or critical infrastructure, a huge number of volunteers, and locals who have stood up community hubs in their own areas and are still cut off. The Regional Council has been working really hard to repair stop banks and reinstate some of the telemetry which measures the level of our rivers. Unison and Hawke Kotahi and council roading contractors are making good progress with reinstating essential services and road links, but this will take time in the worst affected areas and is impacted by ongoing weather. We have delivered hundreds of Starlink internet connections and over 180 generators to isolated communities as an interim measure. Some of our rural communities are still isolated, and I just want to acknowledge those. There are too many to list here, and we've been making deliveries of essential supplies using both defence assets and civilian helicopters. This is all coordinated through our hub at the showgrounds, but again, this coordination effort and the delivery of supplies is impacted by ongoing weather. In terms of the ongoing welfare, I'm actually pleased to tell you that we are opening a free call helpline to make it easier for people in Hawke's Bay to have their needs assessed and to get assistance more quickly. We've been operating essentially community level needs assessment. We've been delivering rapid relief over the last 2 weeks. We now want to move into dealing with people's individual concerns. This number will operate 7 days a week, and it's in partnership between multiple welfare providers to ensure that everyone who calls will have access that suits the needs of all cultures in our region, and in particular our Te Ao Māori communities, with translation services included. This helpline is specifically for welfare needs such as health, well-being, including mental health, accommodation needs, ongoing food, household goods and services support, animal welfare and rural support. This line is not for financial support, and people, if they require that, should contact MSD directly. We appreciate the support of Te Whatu Ora, whose trained call centre staff will be taking calls on the new 0800 number. We'll be releasing the number and further details this afternoon. I just want to acknowledge that the last 2 weeks have been hugely frustrating for everybody involved, whether it be community or first responders or the people coordinating the emergency response. It's been a really challenging 2 weeks, I have to say, but I think we are making progress, and this 0800 number and the coordination around that is one example of that progress. Unfortunately, the weather is not helping, and look, we will continue to work on access issues, power, and those sorts of things as best we can. But I just want to reassure everybody that everybody is throwing all of their resources at this, and we will get through this. So at this stage, I'd like to hand over to Baden Barber, who is the chair of Ngāti Kahungunu.